Nice, she's comfy. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think you get a good view. Oh, cat.
Oh,
And
lovely.
Pikachu slippers. Man, look at that. Style. Fashion. This man's got a Danganronpa t-shirt and Pikachu slippers. Holy shit.
So-
Is he the ultimate fashionista?
So, I'm getting tired of waiting. Let's see if we get it started.
It's time for the long-awaited class trial!
I'm scared.
Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Rikes, Reggie. The red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. No. Where I have to go. You go down, Andrew. You go down to the belly of hell, because that's where the truth is. That's the only way to get to the truth, is to go through hell.
Sure.
So we go down.
You're late, Makoto. We've been waiting for you. Hey, look. Oh, really struggling to get that voice right there. I bet you were afraid you'd be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions yet. Save that for the class trial.
Save jumping to conclusions for the class trial.
There, we can reveal the details of Makoto's crime.
So they really are convinced I did it. But
There's no proof.
I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? It's a $1 million question. The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
I demand the right to a lawyer. Objection!
Oh yeah.
Only
You want to
Phoenix
talk to
right-
everyone? Or do you want to get to this?
Senpai. What does Senpai say?
Where is he? There he is.
On the right. Senpai, you believe in us, don't you? Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready? Yeah.
Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence? I think they've all just got little throwaway lines here and there.
Oh god, quit.
What's Manda going to say?
What?
So whoever stuck us here even took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh?
Huh. Well, let's see. Get to this.
Let's do it. I guess I have no choice but get on this elevator.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared?
Hell yeah. No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth.
I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. It's Sayaka's honor. I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. So I raised my voice to try and give myself courage. I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed, and the elevator started to move.
We also got a nice break of speaking in a second.
Yeah, the trials are voice acted, isn't that how? The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds towards the school basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh,
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment?
I know this is a weird thing to say, but Celeste's shoes. Good color. Really pop. Oblivious to their shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. Yo, you finally arrived!
Maybe a little bit too high.
What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down.
Yoo-hoo!
Hurry up now, hurry up. We did what he said and found our seats. And we all stood. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The seats were arranged in a giant circle. An unsocially distanced giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. Is this like a bad translation? Like, no one's sitting.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? There's no chairs.
And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly faith. A deadly class trial.
Would you like to save? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hell yes.
Free trial prep.
Set our skills. We got some skills, right? We got stuff from Sayaka and Leon.
Yep, might as well.
Fire.
And we have Melodious Voice.
Increased damage to opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Sure, I'm sure that will make sense later.
Yeah,
We got some skills.
there's a lot of skills to get. Oh mate. Do. Opening handbook. Oh yeah, it's just.
We just did an investigation.
Yeah.
What's going on? Class trial. All rise.
Let's
Oh, man, we get to
begin
the
with a
game.
basic explanation of the class trial.
We're gonna have to actually be
Your
quiet for a
votes
little
will
bit.
determine
Yeah.
the results.
Well, it's not auto like moving on, so you know,
Okay.
there's plenty of time to control the pace and make jokes.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Top strats.
Don't
Why
be
did
a
we think of that?
goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
Do you feel super redundant all of a sudden?
I do,
What's
yeah.
going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Of course.
Beautiful.
Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
16
Oh, no
students.
That's-
reason.
that
It's
seems
just that
important.
Our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
Let's brush over that.
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's weird. I feel like any like short dialogue, I feel like you're like miles off, but when he has like big lines, I feel like you're actually not too far off, just being very high.
Really? Okay. We can work on it. By the end of the game, I will be Monokuma.
By the end of the game.
we will perfect. But, oh shit, it's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. I guess he doesn't voice his in order. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. This person. No. Not at all.
Not at all? Okay.
Pros at this. We're Sleuthy Saturdays! Make your argument. I fucking love this game, oh my god.
Evidence
Oh,
of
okay.
struggle.
It makes it easy for the first one. It's basically tutorial.
I
only
assert
get
that the
one
one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
I don't know what the
You
shoot
know
button
that
is.
part already.
You'll find out.
And the murder took place in
Yeah, but you can
Makoto's
slow time
room.
as well.
In the bathroom.
What's the button?
So it seems most likely that
We've only had A and
killer
Y
must
so
have
far.
taken her by surprise while she was in
Play
the
left click and right
bathroom.
click.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Click! Shoot! Shoot it! Shoot it! Well, you slowed time for like half a second.
Okay.
So you found that button. So we know one
I
of the buttons.
assert that the one who was
Wait.
murdered was
Oh.
Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, so the slow time
Yeah,
is
you
with
know that part already.
bumper,
murder took
but I don't
place
know
in
what
Makoto's
shoot is.
room.
You just press everything because you get to
So
try
it
again.
seems most
Yeah.
likely that
Don't like spend the
the killer must have taken her by
you really don't find the
surprise while
shooting?
she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Shoot! All the buttons! Click everything! No! Wait, you found fast forward as well.
Fast
You found
forward is B.
Okay. Just
I
press everything
assert
now,
that the one who
because
was
you can
murdered
shoot again.
was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Just miss. There you go. Okay, before you pause, you hit it.
You know that
Shot
part
something.
already.
What is
That's why.
And the murder
Why?
took place in
Right.
Makoto's
This
room.
time for sure. You're gonna nail it.
In the bathroom, so it seemed the killer.
I'm gonna get to say the
must have taken her
catchphrase.
by
Oh, mate.
surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Break, 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 break. Yes.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the
Chihiro
way
never even
things had
bothers
been
to look, and she's
damaged,
just
I
She was
saying
not there.
can definitely assume
Saying
there was
shit.
a struggle.
yeah. She's just like, there was no signs.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
And he wasn't even there
Sorry.
either.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
See, I got that point spot on.
This is starting to sound like a real trial.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Probably the knife in her chest.
I
Stomach.
think so, yeah.
The chest stomach.
Make your argument. God.
Stomach, I wonder what.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of obvious what killed her.
I guess.
I don't think it's in doubt.
So what was used
The
to kill
sword.
her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
Some kind of
Without
sharp
doubt,
object.
That is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
Andrew?
How
No,
could
I'm seeing what
anyone
else
do
it looks like.
something like that. That son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch! Hold on, I feel like what I just heard is different from what I already know.
So what was used to...
There was some kind of sharp object. Without a doubt. That is
So the killer used some random...
Damn.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Break, 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 break.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Andrew, we need to do our best to not act total sus right now.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
You're gonna get
Well,
airlocked.
we can
real
talk
quick.
all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
She's actually
You really
smug
believe
about
that?
herself. She does have a sick outfit, so she should probably believe it.
Yeah.
Right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Is this the shooting white noise? You want a tutorial? Okay.
Concentrate by holding down the space key. That's slow time. and it will steady your aim.
It will steady your aim. Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. I like how it's giving you the fucking keyboard controls when you're trying to use the controller.
Yeah, I know, it's not really that helpful.
Doesn't help. Make your argument.
Oh.
Yeah,
You always fail.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the...
Oh yeah, because we didn't even ask Aoi who took it.
He did it in secret, when nobody
Bam.
was in the dining hall.
We're gonna see what the rest of them have to
Went
say.
and stabbed Sayaka with it.
Makes it less realistic.
So he really did do it.
Yes, and it's been decided. We've reached the end.
GG everyone. We did it. We were gonna die, but we did it.
Hmm.
I didn't take the kitchen knife.
So I guess there's no
I think
question
you just
that
shoot the
the-
first
where
time
does
if you
that
know it.
get us?
Makoto must have taken it. He did it in secret.
Bam.
No,
Boom.
it's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and
I'm
say
gonna
it
say
all
that this
you
whole time.
want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Me?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone, and I didn't see Makoto.
I know, that's the important part.
It's really weird because I feel like you get really used to not speaking, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey.
I speak.
Yeah. So, you're saying
the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall.
Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
We're clear!
I think so.
No,
We're not clear.
He definitely wasn't there.
We're clear!
The knife
Huzzah.
disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl?
We're really jumping.
Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
I feel like that would create a good loophole, because surely you would just get a group of you together, murder all one person, and then cover. Like, literally...
14 of you would accomplice each other to murder the one.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and then we just go home.
Murder on the Orient Express. Like, you just do that, and then... Yeah, and then you're like, well, I guess the one person we left out to be punished.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Huh.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
Oh.
Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Yeah.
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No, no way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
Oh,
That's
nice.
right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because,
Well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
Oh.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
All this room switching.
It is a problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
They've been here like 4 days together.
Yeah.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Yeah.
Well, because
Thanks, yeah,
they're not here anymore.
Someone is not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
I got it!
Sayaka! God.
I got it.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
Aw, Makoto, stop simping.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
God, shit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
See? He did do it after all.
No,
and she loved
you're
it.
wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
No.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
These goddamn simps. Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
What the hell does that
Something was
mean?
missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
First, Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more?
It's a game of Hangman.
Absolutely, but I would like the controls in a controller.
Well, that's too bad.
As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim, and the left mouse button to shoot the desired letters.
There's like 2 buttons, I'll figure it out.
If you shoot down the wrong letter, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck, and have fun.
Thanks, narrator. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. I'm actually not sure what this is. It's 4 letters, and there's an I in it. Is it hair? I think it's hair.
Oh,
you did it once.
Oh, you need to.
Yeah, they got like health.
They got a little bit of health.
Bam. Hair. There was no
I
hair.
Understand?
Now I understand. Complete.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense.
The body
does it
there.
No.
Oh.
If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Imagine being inside it. How do we know Sayaka was ever even in this
Very
room?
true. Very
Yeah.
true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would
Sorry,
like
like
to
this cute
hear
girl.
these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled getting to the bathroom. The evidence appears it says the fucking door being broken.
Yeah.
Bathroom. Well, that's annoying. The doorknob.
Yeah, it's the doorknob.
Doorknob, yeah. Yeah.
I got it!
Got it!
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
Yeah. Why would he break the door in his own room?
But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first. Is that the key point here? Do you want to wait a sec? I think we've dropped. Oh no, we're back.
I think we're fine.
My Discord's going very pixely.
Uh,
It's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. This might be quite nice.
Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Oh. From here on, the number of weak spots will start going up. There's essentially only one liar or contradiction that... Okay. Are necessarily false. Not only will you fail to
on the wrong
refute...
one, then not only will you fail to refute things, but you'll also lower your trust in everyone and your
Okay.
influence gauge will drop. That's important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck, and have fun. I love this narrator telling us to have fun and we're just trying to not kill everyone.
For me, I like the voice I try to do with it is the narrator from Catherine. She's like a really perfect narrator voice, I think. Catherine
The
Goldberg.
incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope.
That's it. That's
BAM!
No,
Wait, that's wrong!
There was no lock on the bathroom door.
Hell yeah.
The reason my bathroom
Sleuthy
didn't
Saturdays.
open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Yeah.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be.
Truest testimony we can ever trust.
But you
Monica-
know, you're
You would never
supposed
lie.
to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door. That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door
What
didn't
irony.
open was just because it was stuck.
Well, I don't know. It's ended up being evidence to prove him innocent in this case, so it's pretty lucky.
Yeah. Pretty lucky,
But the
actually.
killer
when you-
didn't know that
think
and
about it.
assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
An important detail.
Door was labeled Sayaka.
Something the killer didn't know. For some reason.
For some reason, they were convinced the door was locked. I just realized we were reading their fucking minds. Which means the important detail the killer didn't know was the crime took place in my room.
I got it!
They didn't know that. I can
Yeah.
get a
The
minute.
killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely
You keep
right.
using that word. I don't think you know what it means.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms. Which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
Unless you destroyed your own door to make it look like someone else.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms? Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
I think if we've won over Toko, we've won the crowd.
Yeah.
I think that's the last the removal object. That's what I've been trying to tell
Then
you.
who did do it?
I'm
don't
sorry,
back.
but I give up. Quit without saving.
So
But
useful.
what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
I feel like a lot of them don't have voices you'd expect.
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Are you fucking stupid?
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Let's go,
Oh,
Abby.
you.
Why do they all hate her?
You don't
That
gotta
hench
sound
guy
so
doesn't have the voice I
disappointed.
expected. Yeah, I wonder why.
It's fine, it's
You need the
fine.
grill.
Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
That's a question.
Yeah.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
There was no like evidence of the door being pushed in.
No, the dorm door is fine as far as we know. I mean, everyone was just going
Maybe
in and out of the room.
Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Guess I know who I'm murdering tonight. Lucky me.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative. If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Oh yeah.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
I feel like they've never seen a lockpicking lawyer video.
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
Pizza
No,
delivery.
that can't be it either.
That's how you get me to open the door.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
The
There's
reason
no
no way Sayaka invited her killer into the room. I already have the answer. Ooh, switching rooms? You have a lot of evidence. I think it's the switching rooms.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have been.
Oh, not that.
Not that?
No, it's switching rooms is like up there.
Oh, switching rooms, yeah.
I got it!
I got it!
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
So. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Uh-oh.
Huh?
She wouldn't lie to me.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
She
Why
loves
would she
me.
lie about something like that?
We've known each other for 4 days. She would just lie to me.
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Oh.
What the heck? Whoa!
See?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room.
And we were like, the notepad doesn't matter.
Yeah, oh, the notepad. Bottom tier investigator Makoto Naegi and top tier investigator Kyoto Kirigiri. Fuck's sake. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? Oh, no, that...
Man,
Fuck.
she like really spelled it out for us, didn't she?
Yeah, oh no. Sayaka.
Man,
Sayaka, what did you do?
I found a notepad
side
during
you
my
on?
search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Where did she get a pencil?
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
In all my
It's a pretty
murder
old-fashioned
attempts.
technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
What does that mean?
Oh, it's
Which
not looking good
means
for a girl, Sayaka.
only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then, that note. Sayaka wrote it?
but why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
You, sir. For 2D is your life.
Of course,
But technically
I'm only into
Sayaka's
2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But she is 2D, man!
But
We're all
are you
2D!
sure anyone even got this note?
But yeah, exactly, Celeste.
And honestly,
Well, someone showed
even
up.
if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Talk to me, Celeste.
Not really.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Nah, I love Celeste. Let's listen. And let's fire bullets at her words. More importantly, make your argument.
Dominant points.
Still
Alright.
only getting one bullet.
I don't think we get multiple bullets till the next class trial, I think.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yeah.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to,
Oh,
it
I see.
specifically says my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
No, bam, bam, shoot,
So
fire!
in other words,
Fire!
No.
First strike fire! Oh, God!
I've already forgotten what it was.
Any connection to what happened.
We're so bad!
It certainly would seem that way.
The
It's
reason the
It's
killer
not-
went to my room and not Sayaka's, despite what the note said, it must be because of the one bullet I have.
Sayaka and Makoto switched in the note.
but it's
Specifically said,
it's kind of awkward actually,
So if someone, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
because you can press the button and it actually won't fire sometimes.
No, that's wrong.
Good mash.
I don't know if my Y button just is a bit broken or what.
Wait, that's wrong!
The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
they got switched?
Switched?
That's right.
Nintendo
The
Switch ad.
nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Oh, poor Makoto.
You're not sounding very sure there, Makoto.
Okay,
Right.
then who did it?
There's only one person who could.
Sayaka.
Sayaka.
I got it!
Yeah.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells
Spelled
the
out
reader
in
to check
black
the
and white.
nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room.
Yeah.
That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because
It was gold shit.
Sayaka's wrist. Is it Sayaka's wrist or the sword?
Or as... but does one specify the glitter?
Sword handle was missing some of the gold coating.
That's Probably the wrist. I think it's the wrist. Because the wrist has the gold on it, and I think it says...
Glittery injury, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
I got it!
burnt corn hair. You're right.
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken
I got
wrist,
you.
and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
Gold, always believe.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
Yeah.
I see.
That would suck.
So the truth draws ever
Not as bad as the
closer.
knife in the stomach, but a broken wrist would also suck.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Imagine trying to fight somebody with a broken wrist.
It wouldn't go well for you.
Fucking suck. You'd probably lose and end up with a knife in your stomach. What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Can if you want.
Yeah, sure. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate. Multiple truth bullets into your
We
truth
have to
cylinder.
make decisions. That's fun.
Okay. From here on out, you have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak points to refute each statement.
It's almost a game.
Yeah.
Press Q.
Oh, it's a button. It's not like, maybe it is up and down. Press and
I
release.
think you can only. I don't think it's a button. I think you have to go. I think it's only one way. I remember not being able to go up and down.
Or you can use the mouse wheel.
Maybe you can go up and down.
So maybe you can go both ways.
What did we end up putting logic difficulty on? I can't remember.
Hard.
Nice.
Yes.
Good. We should at least have to figure out what the fuck's going on. It doesn't actually make it that much harder. It'll load like bogus evidence most of the time.
Yeah.
Sick. Oh, hype music.
Okay.
It's either the sheath or the sword. Probably. That might be the knife actually.
When the fighting broke out,
I paused.
the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
It wasn't a sneak attack.
That's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
It could have been.
So
No,
she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Right, it wasn't a sneak attack because of the sheath. Because the sheath has scratch marks in it. So we know that she had the knife out already. Because she hit the sword with the knife first before it hit her on the wrist. So it wasn't a sneak attack. Right?
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword.
Yeah.
And that's when the first blow was
Yeah.
dealt.
The sword-based
A
sneak attack.
sword-based sneak attack.
First right fire!
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Break. Sleuthy Saturdays with fun
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Too much logic.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you are going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Yeah.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Club someone in the back of the
Okay,
head.
so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No.
That's a lot of benefit in the doubt given to Sayaka. Like,
So she grabbed the
that's
sword
very
to defend
trusting
herself,
of this pop
but then the
sensation.
culprit took that from her too.
Yeah, but no.
Then
Because
was
her wrist is
dual
broken.
wielding, smacked her wrist and stabbed her.
Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her hands.
Her beautiful hands.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
I'm psychic.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
That would be my priority.
Is there even a sink?
Shit, got the Rona. There must be a sink. There's a toilet.
I know, but like when we were in there.
Sorry,
I know,
but
but
I
you only
don't
see
think so.
Also, it was at night, so there's no water.
Oh yeah, it's at night.
Do you say
But,
that?
yeah, yeah,
Is it
it's at night.
because you think I'm ugly?
And she's
Yes.
ugly.
No,
So therefore
that's
she
not
could
it at all.
There's no way Sayaka could wash the gold clean off her hands because the water was off. Good
She's
thinking, Alan.
afraid of water.
She's afraid of water. Her hair's blue
According
to
the
try and
Monokuma
increase her
file,
courage about water.
Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime.
That sucks
right?
if you need the bathroom at night.
I guess you just go to bed, like you go back to bed with dirty hands.
Yeah. You can even flush.
And there's no window in the bathroom. It's gonna get very smelly.
I was like, I didn't make that jump. And there's no window in the bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Does that
I
mean?
didn't know that. Actually, I
There's probably a
haven't taken
ventilator.
shower here yet.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Oh.